Hey everyone, I'm going to be breaking down how I mixed this track for one of our artists, Clarence, and in doing so, teach you the foundations of how to get a mix to sound really good. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Edward James Wada. I go by Nero on all platforms. I've been a producer for 7 years. I've been an engineer for probably even more. So with that being said, I hope you stay till the end because there's a lot of gems in here. And yeah.
I already started working on the mix before I turned this camera on, but I'm still gonna show you exactly what I did. So let's hear it back.
I'm reckless, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the city, but none of them meant for me. My heart got a lot through the key. This loving it ain't meant for me, yeah. This loving it ain't meant for me, yeah. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me, yeah. This loving it ain't for me, yeah. Playing games where I'm not right. You always seem to wanna fight. Main event, left, right, yeah. Main event, left, right, yeah. Not this, yeah, I'm fucking talking about. I don't wanna hear everything. Look into your eyes, I'm so mesmerized. Think you're the girl of my dreams, so I don't wanna wait.
So you can already tell it sounds a bit better. I only worked on it for maybe 10 minutes. Without the mix on it, it sounds like this.
I'm reckless, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them meant for me.
So it's a little bit more muffled, and what I did with this mix is that I brought some of the frequencies down that didn't need to be there. And I'll show you everything, but I'm just want to have you see the difference, and we're still working on it.
Reckless, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them meant for me. My heart got a lot through the I'm reckless, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these
So let me break down the ad-libs real quick. This intro part, I felt like it could be better if it was filtered out. So what I did was I had just a panner and a telephone effect on it. So you can see all this low end filtered out, all this high end cut off, and just raising that middle frequencies around this. I'm only keeping this area right here of the vocal. I'm taking out all this, I'm taking out all that. And I put it in my ad-lib track, which got, a whole bunch of compression, got hella reverb, delay, all the good stuff. By the way, if you want this template, just let me know. And let me break down real quick the vocals right here. So I start off the vocal chain with a simple EQ, just taking out the low end below 183 hertz. That's all I'm doing, because all of this is just muffle. It's just getting in the way of the bass, so your vocal can really do a lot of things. It's this whole frequency. A human's voice goes from 20 to 20k frequencies, and all we're doing is taking out all this, because if we keep it in there, it just muffles the bass of the beat. And let me show you how it sounds. Let me see if it will sound different.
But none of them for me. My heart got a lot through the key. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me.
So it's very subtle, and I like to keep it anywhere from 120 to 180, around that range. It's very subtle. You can't really hear it, but you will feel it in the car, with loudspeakers, at a concert. You will feel that, and it doesn't feel pleasant. So I always get rid of it from the jump, even if it doesn't seem like it's doing a lot. I also put a de-esser on it, Your vocals didn't need much of de-esser, but there were some parts where the T's and the S's kind of hit too hard. So I just put it on there, and you can really hear the difference.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty in practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my through the key. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me. This love.
Yeah, we're just trying to get those high frequencies out, because when you hear it, you don't want to be hitting with a sharp frequency. Like when you're in the car, you're trying to hear this beautiful song, and then you just hear this really sharp frequency and it's like hurting your ears. That's a song that doesn't have a good de-esser on there, just to get it out. And then we have a compressor, just making sure all your vocals are consistent and even throughout the whole song.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them meant for me. My heart got a lock through the key. This loving it.
You can tell from the graph right here, from the plugin, that it's doing something. You might not hear it if you don't have a trained ear, and that's okay. What it's doing is it's basically compressing it so that way the vocals are even throughout the song. Instead of it being like really high energy and then really low energy in volume, it's basically kind of bringing the highs down so that they're even with the lows. Let me know if you have any questions. So going on, I have this compressor. This does a really big difference, because the vocal without it sounds like this.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding.
But with it,
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding.
and if you don't know what it's doing, this is what it's taking out.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding.
All that muddiness in your vocal, we want that out.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Without it,
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known.
with it,
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them meant for me.
yeah. All these tweaks, they're very small. I'm not trying to do too much or overcompensate. I'm just making small tweaks. It's like surgery, because one little tweak can make it sound really clean, but doing too much can basically take out the soul of your vocals. And then after I took out a lot, I'm now in my adding phase. So as you can tell, I'm taking out here, I'm taking frequencies out here, I'm taking frequencies out here, and now I'm going to start adding. So I have this plugin. All it's doing is adding frequencies up here. I'm just adding it up there, up there, up there, and I took a little down at 500. So this is what it sounds like with it.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding.
And without it.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches.
So you can tell, like, it's not a big difference. It's very subtle. But when you hear on big speakers and in the car, you will tell it's giving it excitement. It's like an exciter. It's like giving it more high frequencies, exciting those vocals, making them more present. And then the last thing, I do this to taste. I put a distortion on it. So I give it a little bit of drive, take the mix down a little bit. This is what it sounds like with it.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And without it.
Practice, I know I'm back and I'm showing. All these basic bitches, they always holding. Keep my composure, I'm already known. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them meant for me. My heart got a lock through the key. This loving it ain't meant for me. This loving it ain't meant for me. This love.
So it just gives that grittiness to the track. You know, It's not doing too much harsh frequencies. It's not doing too much. It just gives it more of a grittiness, more pushing the vocal forward in front of the beat, making the vocal the main point of the song, which a vocal should be. The vocal is the main instrument of the song. It's what people are going to be singing. It's what people are going to have stuck in their heads. So all I'm doing with this distortion is I'm making sure that this vocal is in front of people's faces. Now, after that editing, after that vocal mixing, I just added a little bit of reverb. These are just effects. This is a parallel compressor, which basically means I have your vocal and then I have a version of it that's really, really compressed, and I just blend them together. I have a little bit of reverb coming in, a little bit of hall reverb, a little bit of ambient reverb. So I put a little bit more reverb on your vocals. Let me know how that sounds. I thought it fit well for this track. And then I put a half time delay, quarter time delay, and a little bit of 1/8 delay. Put a little bit of doubler on your vocal, which means we're kind of giving it a stereo width effect now. We're making it more stereo, more surround sound. And then we have another stereo width effect, which is one of my favorite plugins. It looks like this, and all it's doing is creating a double. Let me show you.
Already know there's plenty of fish in the city, but none of them meant for me. My heart got a lot for the key. This loving it ain't meant for me, yeah. This loving it ain't meant for me, yeah. This loving it.
So you can clearly tell by that effect how it's creating two different versions of your vocal and spreading them. So with that being said, so that's how I mix your track. I'm gonna edit it a little bit more, but I'm gonna cut the video off here, and after that I'm gonna master it, which basically means I'm gonna make it sound loud and good in the car, on the phone, on the laptop. I'm gonna do that process off camera because that's a way longer process, and if you want to see that, just let me know.
I hope this gave you a lot of value. I hope this video helped and help you now learn how to make a song sound really good. If you do need a template, just let me know in the comments, a recording template to get this mix. And if you want 10 free beats, also let me know in the comments. I got that link in the description below. All right, stay up and stay creative. Peace.